Hi guys, how are you doing today? This is Noura, the founder of Noura's Books. I'm here today with a tip for you tax business owners out there for this tax season. I've seen a lot of talk, and a lot of my clients and prospects I'm speaking to, they're asking about, is it better to be an S Corp or an LLC? So the first thing I would like you to know, S Corp, basically it's an election for tax treatment. So basically you are, as a business owner, telling IRS, I want you to consider me S Corp for tax purposes. So you could be an LLC but treated as S Corp for tax purposes. So when you file for taxes, you file as an S Corp. Now, does it make sense to you and your business to be an S Corp, or should you stay as an LLC? Now, here I want to say, like, LLC and S Corp, whether you are taxed, LLC is disregarded entity, where basically you are just incorporated for legal purposes, but in terms of business, your business income reported on Schedule C, that will go into your 1040, and then that's your individual return. So any income you will have, any net income you will have, will reflect as an income on your 1040. S Corp also will eventually feed into 1040, but the only difference is not the only difference, one of the differences is S Corp, you will have, if you elected to be an S Corp, you will have to pay yourself a salary, and that salary has to be a reasonable salary, or you cannot withdraw any money from your business, not at all. So in S Corp, you have to be on a payroll. So if you are on a payroll, paying yourself a reasonable salary, then you can withdraw money. You make a distribution for yourself. This way you're fine with IRS. But if you do not put yourself on a payroll, then you cannot withdraw money from your company. So you cannot make any distribution. While an LLC, you don't have that restriction. You can just get money as many times as you want, as much money as you want, and you cannot be on the payroll. That's a very important thing. You cannot be on a payroll if you are an LLC, not elected as an S Corp. So now back to our question: is it better to elect to be taxed as an S Corp or not? Well, that answer will really depend on your situation. So you have to discuss with your tax professional and see the analysis of your situation. It is now the tax time where you can actually make this judgment with your tax professional. Some businesses, it makes sense. It makes sense for them to be an S Corp. Other businesses, no, it's much better to be an LLC. So it's really depends on your business. Do you make enough net income to be able to pay yourself a reasonable income, or not? That's one of the biggest, this is the biggest thing, like, that will affect what you, how are you going to pay yourself. So that's one of the major conditions that it's going to help you to make this, to make this election or not. So, and you have until March 15, I think. I have to go back and look into that. I think you have to March 15 to make this election, and it can be retroactive from day one for this year. Sometimes IRS will allow you to make a later election. So maybe in some cases you can elect to be treated as an S Corp for 2021 if IRS allows. So that will be filed with your tax return, and you can start treating yourself as an S Corp from 2022 if that makes sense for your business. After that, and then you wait if IRS rejects your election for last year or not. But for sure, most likely, if you meet the requirements to be an S Corp, you will be approved for the upcoming year if you filed on time, early election. So this is like the few things I wanted to talk to you about. And remember, if you have someone who is not a U.S. resident or not a citizen, you cannot elect to be an S Corp. There's some restriction for S Corp. I can talk about it in another video. And if you have any specific question, I'll be happy to come up and talk to you about it and let you know what's the requirements and talk about it in another video. Another thing I want to remind you that if you are a business owner and you had employee or independent contractor for the last year, remember to issue W-2 and 1099. That deadline is the end of January. The deadline is you have to file it by the with the IRS, and you have to send it to your employee or independent contractor so they can file for taxes. And if you have any question, if you would like to work with us and for us to prepare your business taxes or individual taxes or even your nonprofit taxes, feel free to book your time on the link below. Not the link below. This is not YouTube. Feel free to book your time. The link in the bio. Go ahead and book your time. You're gonna be required to make a deposit. So, and then that will pick a time, and then I'll talk to you, and we'll start the process of filing your taxes. Start now. Don't delay. Don't wait until the last minute. You won't be able to think it through and make the right decision if anything needs to happen. And if you want to make an extension for your business taxes, remember you have to do also an extension for your personal taxes, because you cannot do your personal without having the business information. Have a good day and talk to you later.